It's been a year since I made my greatest circle base, and with the meta changing so much since then, I think it's time I show you what's changed. Before we get into the video, if you're interested in talking to me or other highly skilled builders, I highly recommend joining my server. Inside, you can get help with base building, video editing, and thumbnail design, and if you're looking to buy a custom base built by me, just open a ticket. If a custom base is a bit out of your budget, check out my Patreon. Every base on my channel and Patreon has been personally built in-game by me and tested by competitive teams on clan servers, all for a much more affordable price. But that's enough from me, let's get into the tour.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried, screaming, deceiving, and bleeding for you, and you still won't hear me. Don't raise your hand this time, I'll save myself. Maybe I'll wake up for once, not tormented daily, defeated by you. Just when I thought I'd reached the bottom, I die again.
but already we are considering escape from this world. And we've waited for so long for this moment to come. We're so anxious to be together, together in death. Whoa, whoa. Won't you die tonight for love? Baby, join me in death. Won't you die? Baby, join me in death. Won't you die tonight for love? Baby, join me in death. This world is a cruel place, and we're here only to lose. So before life tears us apart, let death bless me with you. Whoa, whoa. Will you die tonight for love? Join me in death. So will you die? Join me in death. Won't you die tonight for love? Join me in death. Join me in death. Whoa. This life ain't worth living. This life, it ain't worth living. Join me, join me. This life, it ain't worth living. This life ain't worth living. Won't you die tonight for love? Join me in death. So will you die? Baby, join me in death. Won't you die tonight for love? Baby, join me in death. Baby, join me in how long will I slide or separate my side? I don't believe it's been slitting my throat. It's all I ever heard your voice through a photograph. I thought that I've been brought up the past. Once you know you can never go back, I gotta take it on the other side. The centuries are what it meant to me. A cemetery where I marry the sea. A stranger thing that never changed my
Alright, as promised, I will be showing you guys how to build this base, how I would build it most likely in game pretty much. I will be starting off from the starter, then I will be working my way up from there, all the way up into inner peaks. It's not a difficult base, this base design right here, that you can trust me on, because well, I've built this base a couple times in game by myself, so as long as you just follow the tutorial, it'll be fine. If I'm going too fast for you as well in the tutorial, just put the tutorial speed down to 0.5. But the best option would be just to get yourself Fortify or build from the rusticated website, as that's where it is the easiest. I don't use any tutorials when I build, and I haven't been using any for many years now. All I have been doing is using the rusticated websites, and well, obviously I've also been using the rusticated website as well. Now this from now on it'll be two-sided, so symmetry is already going to hop on. I'm only removing these frames here to set the symmetry. These frames you would want to keep. Now for instance, it's very simple what I'm building from now on, and obviously that won't work on that side. There's no problem about it. And remember, please, for your own sake, watch this video or this entire tutorial before you end up building this base, as I do most likely will make a mistake. And yes, I'm talking as I'm building it, I'm not voiceovering this, not in the slightest. As you can see, there has already been some small mistakes in terms of door placements, but again, these don't truly matter that much, so don't worry. Now on your mini open core, you would want something like this, then you want this. This is to add like a layer of honeycombing, you can say. Now, symmetry goes off on this part, so we can add a window on one side, and on the other side, you would want to put just a half wall. Now, coming up here again, this is now, well, obviously the floor above, but I'll build this floor without symmetry, so it is a bit easier to understand. This will be the way up to your goon room, or the floor above your inners, obviously. I'm building this base how I would build it in game. And the fact about the circle base that's really important is that you have a coal builder that can build the entire footprint alongside whilst you're making the inside. Because if you don't have a coal builder for this base, this is gonna take such a long time for you to build by yourself. You're not gonna be able to build it fast enough, especially if you do not know the base design. This side you will just completely seal off like so, and that is the entire starter module. Now you delete all these extra triangles on the outside. And now we're going to move over to the inner peaks area. It's quite an easy process. You will come from your starter and you're going to build a full circle, and try square, and then another full circle like so. And then since your basement mobility is, or your basement is just three-sided, it's quite easy to build it actually. It's not an issue. Now you don't want to put this, you just want to keep that as two walls, two half walls, sorry. The reason for that being is so you can peek out of your base in the early game stage and don't be just fully locked in your basement without any peaks, only up to your inner shell, which raiders don't really go inside of. So that's that. This is exactly how I would build it in game, like at the very first stage, just like so. And then once you move past here, you would just put another half wall here. This, let's keep progressing. Coming over to the other three sides, you're gonna have this patriarchal peak, look into the outside. And on top of this patriarchal peak, you're gonna have the triangle with the waterfall coming from your top. Here you will have your main mobility on these three sides. Over here you put this barricade. You want to do this as well. And since you can basically understand the layout quite simply by having this window here, and on the way up, this will be the ramp peak on your inner peaks. And then don't put that. I apologize for that mistake again. Sorry. Like I said, just watch the tutorial and you will be all fine.
This is what mobility you'll have from your main mobility with the one-way retake. It's like so, and on top of it you will have another one-way retake up onto your floor right above. And this floor you'd want to push like so, that you can just cap off simply like this, because over here is going to be your way out to your catwalk or early game shooting floor. And over here is your single door retakes. It's very important that you do put this anti-twig here. If you don't, raiders will just easily climb up inside of you here. Now, on this side, it's quite straightforward what you build, as there's not really many options. You build like so. Remember this anti-twig, quite important. And again, if you're struggling at following at my speed, I'm trying to build decently slow, but it might still be too fast for some. And up here you would want another retake up to your roof. Flood protector's peak, simple as that. And this is your waterfall down to your shell. And this is the very, very early game stage of this base. Now, on this side, you might as well straight away put this retake over here and just wall that off safely like so. Over here you would do this. And on this side with the one-ways, you would only want a one-way. Another peak like this. Simple, straightforward. Section it off a bit. And on all 6 sides you'd want to put this window for your lockers. Over here you're gonna have your mobility. Single door, double door, doesn't mean anything. You can put turret up here. This is your goon room, so you completely seal that off. Coming to the goon room, I will turn off symmetry now. Then I will completely encase this floor like so. Over here is your loot space. There we go. There we go. Simple, clean, functional. Just like that. I will put this one way here even though it wasn't included in the tour. But this is to control the peak early game. And then you can safely seal that like so. And you can always patch it up if you're being early game raided. This is the very early game stage, but let's move over to the footprint now, which again, it will be 6-sided, so don't worry about this. The speed of the footprint is going to go quite fast. Come to the circular part on all 6 sides, you will go 3 out, come back with a full circle, like so. And then from one of the sides, whatever side you choose, you will come like that, and that's your footprint already. Now, to build up our base, we need to connect these together. So obviously our progression speed does go faster. How you'll do that is quite straightforward also. There we go. Now I'm gonna upgrade all the squares to high qual so you can see it a bit better, and I'm gonna put the photo of the footprint into this tutorial. Now let's go over to the wide gap shell part. It's gonna be quite straightforward from here too. Put a single door here, like so. It's very important that these walls here are metal, so you're able to place this, because if they're not, you can't place it, see? You need this wall, these walls need to be metal. All squares will be high qual. These are just simple Patrico peaks. The reason I build this base in this specific order is just so you have perfect defense early game. And no one can really do a lot against you. That this way. We build this base this exact way I'm building it currently. Give it a simple, nice module like so. And you can full wall that. Not bad for doing that. Connecting this is super easy once you've got it down. Recommend to upgrade it to high qual as well. Single door, single door. Just keep going through this. Just as fast and as easy to possibly is. I'm building this base just like how I would build it. Now I just need to this is how the catwalk would go. So we'll have it go just like this. Rather simple base. Very simple insides to keep progression simple for those of you that don't know how to build it. And obviously, as you can see, easy as that. Boom, that's your entire wide gap shell done. Now for this part, it's gonna look a little bit different as you're just gonna push your, sorry, push this in a way like this. And this here. And put half walls on top of this. There you go. That is for the early game stage of the base, basically. But let's build one more thing, and that thing is these early games. These early games, they're really important if you actually want to have a chance at defending a raid during the base. If you get like early game raided in this base, you're not really gonna have another chance at defending it if you, well, build it in the incorrect order. I'm not gonna tell you that. So to balance this out, just gonna go like so. And you're gonna build this one up. So it's one higher tube. Now you've got early game peaks, you've got everything you might need. But now let's go to the rest of the footprint of this base. And the rest of the footprint will look like this. It's gonna, I should put in another photo of it. If I don't forget. I'm first gonna push out this so it's simplest. This is to now establish your location of the base, like so no one can grief you or anything like that. That's why we're pushing the footprint so early on in this base. That does make sense to you guys, I really hope it does. And if it doesn't, well, just keep watching. Okay, now from here. Now this is the front part. Not really front part, but it just looks like so. Go put this. Make this one twig, just so it's connected. Okay, that's great. Right, is that the footprint? No, still missing something here. Now just to double check that you built everything correctly, I'm gonna go give you an aerial view like so. Now for the gatehouses and compound, that's quite straightforward. Just like so. Let's build the entire gatehouse now. These will give you some optimal progression points. Or like no progression points, what am I saying? I mean defense points early game, and that's quite nice if you'll need it. And then here you're gonna want to place a shop front. And doors obviously. Now for a high wall placement it's gonna be simple. You're gonna go like so. And one more thing before we move over. I told you to put this as twig, I really hope you guys did. Here actually is where your turret will go. At least one of them. So it'll look like so. You're gonna put a turret right here. I'm trying to make this tutorial quite fast, but as detailed as possible for y'all, so you guys will understand it. Put yourself a gate. This is enough for an airlock. You don't need anything more. Compound placement. Well, I completely fucked it up, but that's fine. Because now with the new update, you can just remove them in game anyway. So it's not really that deep. I'm not the best at placing compounds, as you guys can see. That's totally okay though, in my opinion. So it's not truly that bad. You just hold in a hammer and remove it. Okay, but now your entire base is secured. You've got yourself barricades, you've got everything you need now. And now let's move over to expanding the actual main base, finishing catwalk and shooting floor. China wall and sea wall is lost on this base actually. Alright, coming into the goon room again. This one is gonna be 3-sided. Like so. One of these spaces is for lockers, another one is for batteries, and yes, the batteries are placeable. On all of these 6 sides, you're gonna want loot rooms. There you go. Now you will just turn off symmetry for the middle section part, as well. It's kind of necessary that you do it. As these are, I don't know how to say it, but they're unsymmetrical loot rooms. And they do provide you that extra box space that you might need. You never know what you'll need in a circular clan base, you can say, to be quite frank with you. Over here, got the main base. Nice. And coming to our mobilities now, which are 6-sided, equally the same on all sides, for a little bit at least. Coming up. Remember, this retake here is super duper important, always have it. And make sure to balance out this mobility so you don't get confused in the base. And on all 6 sides, there's an entrance point right here. But now on 3 of these sides, we're gonna have our separated monkey mobility. Oops. And on one of the sides, we're gonna have this peak. I'm first doing the side of the peak. There you go. Don't put this one here, because that'll actually just prevent you from having a good angle on here. Onto your OC. On these 3 sides. Doesn't matter what side you do it on, by the way, so don't stress that. These 3 sides is where your separated monkey core mobility will go. Just like that. Straightforward with these loot rooms. Let's get them up to 6-sided, so it goes a little bit quicker to build them. And as you guys can tell, I hope you guys can tell that I know how to actually build this base design, because I built it in game. I will say I did not make the inside in game, because, well, that inside was not for me to make, for the most part. But that doesn't change really much. By the way, on this side with the 3-sided monkey core, you're gonna do this. And on the side that the separated mobility isn't on, you're gonna do this. Loot room. Why I do it that way? Well, I did it so you've got more variety in where you're gonna be coming from inside of the base. Now, on this loot room, it's all about really balancing it out. Or not loot room, what am I saying? Mobility. Just balance out the mobility. It's not that, sorry, not that really. Balance them out. It just makes things easier for you and simpler for you to build it once you're like, instead of building a shitload of half walls just to try and save on some cost, which in my opinion is just total waste. I'm gonna turn this to 6-sided. There you go, great. On these mobilities, you're gonna do the exact same stuff. Oops. There you go. Now remember, if you have problems building this base, that is totally okay. There's not a single problem with that, really. Just come join my Discord and I'll help you out. I'll gladly help you out building this base. guides you through what you need to know and how you need to build it, just so you don't fuck it up. Now, once we've got our monkey core and everything, we will build it, but first, just doing this middle section of OC, as this middle section of OC is quite nice. You have these sides, you're gonna have your lockers, and on this side here, you're gonna have your loot room. Now there is no real point to have loot inside your monkey core, as I find it better to be a main defense floor for your base in a way where you can actually defend it from a top-down raid, or just allowing you to seal more easily instead of using it for loot space. Because your monkey core floor is actually quite difficult to get to for most raiders, as it's so sectioned off. Now, on these, you can put like this. Now, yet again, it doesn't matter what side you come from. Remember, on these three sides that I'm building it on right now, the layout's gonna look like so. And on the other three sides, the layout's gonna look like so. Now, please be careful what you build here, because you can easily fuck shit up, and that will cost you a lot of soft siding. Over here now, to this side of the room, you're gonna have this, so you have a retake onto this door and onto this Pacheco. That's why this retake is here. And it's quite straightforward what you do from here now. Now here, you want the Pacheco peak on all three sides. Seal it off. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Over here, you're gonna have this. This. There you go, that's your god. And on the other three sides, you're going to not have this one way, but you're gonna have this one and this one. Okay. So you still have 6 ways up to your roof and shit, it's all good. On all three sides, you're gonna cap it off like this. Now, on this circular part here, on 3 sides at least, you're gonna have this very simple Pacheco peak, with a window on that though. And on the other 3 sides, you're gonna have your way out. Now, from your way out, it's important to follow my steps. Like this. Keeping it nice and simple here. Just doing nothing extra. You want the inside to be simple, easy to build. This is just a normal standard ring type of thing. There's no wraparound at the top roof, unlike your god floor, which is meant to have a little wraparound. But now let's get to the top roof. And this is where it gets a little bit special. Because now I need you to pick 2 sides. So in my case, it's going to be this side and this side. And the other sides, you're just going to, well, completely seal off. But let's first do the 2-sided sides. The sides you're not going to be sealing off will look like so. And they will provide you access to your top roof with like that. And the sides you will seal off, you can just do something like that. There you go. Now coming over to your top roof module, you're gonna see how easy it is to build up here. And here you want something like that. This is HKM. Straight off, just high quality. Same goes for this side. We're gonna get to how to do this in a second though. How to do this like peak. That's what I mean at least. Now, as you can see, stability is horseshit up here. That's not really the main issue we got. though. So I will just say this straight away, that stability is quite bad up here. And for that, in game this works without a problem in the slightest. You do want this top roof, and in game, if your stability is also as low, just add these frames. Place this. This is gonna collapse. Then one of them, you're picked to be like that, and then obviously the top vending machine area. But once I break this, this is all going to collapse because rusticate is shit and doesn't like follow logic. But anyway, that is top roof done. That is the whole inside of the base done basically. Just to, how do I do this? That. Just like this, and then on this side you're gonna put metal. Again, stability for some reason is full tweaking. It shouldn't be like that, but you just put your frame here and then as well, and then upgrade the metal to shipping container, and you get yourself your high qual britless that is really high, and you've got a great angle down. Now, moving on from here though, let's bring up all the frames of shooting floor, let's do all the modules, and that'll be fine. Order of modules of shooting floor. Uh, it's quite straightforward as well. Just come up 5 here in total height. This down here is just gonna be pure honeycomb. Balance it out yet again. Now this floor is gonna be frames to save you cost and any sort of trouble. This you need to keep open though, because basically now I'll be building sides of this. So floating. And on top of these floating things, you're gonna have this one way onto your entire China wall. Like that. I fucked something up. Over here, this is quite a nice and easy seal off, you can say, because you will just put walls and balance it out like so. Quick, easy, simple fix. Now on the outside of these one ways, it's you're basically not gonna do anything about it. You're just gonna this, this. There you go. This. This is the most confusing part of the base, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This tower right here. The rest is quite easy to build, for me at least. Now, if you want to come up here... Oh, fuck, I fucked up this module. I'm so sorry, guys. But, let's just get over here. There you go. Something simple as that. Doesn't have to be anything crazy over here. Literally. And over here, right above this, upgrade this to HKM. Make these frames high qual, just like so. And with that, we'll be immediately moving into our catwalk and shooting floor. Our catwalk and shooting floor is very simple to build. Just follow these steps. You're first building these early game towers. I'm building everything in at least quite proper order in my opinion. I don't really like, this is like the ways that expanding the bases have worked the best for me. And I'm quite sure it'll work great for you as well. So don't worry about this. Now this tutorial, it does take some time because this is obviously quite a big base, so my apologies for that. But let's just quickly finish this up. Like so. There you go. Now for the stop module, it's quite easy as well. This is where your ladder hatch goes, and now this is where this cool sneaky turret pod goes. It's very important to get this turret pod down fast because it actually helps a lot in defense if you put a silencer inside. And obviously if you can't afford or like can't get a silencer, that's totally okay as well, not a problem. Now build this in the right order because it'll be easier to place this Adobe stuff. And before I do that though, I want to just finish real quick the whole catwalk. Because you do want to build your catwalk before you build your shooting floor, as it's way easier, faster, your peaks are gonna go up quicker, and you're actually gonna have a point you can defend from. Because it's cheaper, and then after that it'll be very smooth sailing for your how do I say it? For your China wall basically, bro. It's gonna be easy. Because look how you can build it. It's so easy to build this. You literally just go like that, and after you build this, you will just want to raise these frames up, all the way up, and I really mean all the way up on this. However, here, this is where you, for some reason, I mean, you don't actually need these frames. It's no problem that you place the bottom one, by the way, even if you... Okay, there you go. You do just need these ones because over here you're gonna fob protect this, then you're gonna have your walk around like so. In the middle here, you're gonna have your peak, and this peak, I'm sorry for messing up again. There you go. Here's your nice walk around of the catwalk. At the top here, you're gonna put a little thing because stability is so bad, but that's no problem. Make sure that you do anti-twig all of your catwalk, because if you don't, then you're gonna have problems with me personally. I don't want you guys to forget that, anti-twigging it. By the way, I'm only doing this so people can't like get inside your catwalk easily. And remember, the point of this catwalk and catwalks in general is to retake your top China wall and China wall. Because your China wall is quite vulnerable and it never has any proper retakes anyway. There you go, that's your entire catwalk done. You can have fun with the brazier placement. It's not a problem. Over here, let's now raise the shooting floor frames actually, because they're quite like specific. Especially this one. You go 1, 2, 3, half wall, and then you go, and then the rest you can just fully raise normally. Don't stress this. And yes, I need you to also raise these ones over here. Raise them high up. Right, this as well. It's not gonna be a problem. I'm sure you guys will understand this quite easily. There you go. Once you get to here, this is where your shooting floor begins. Remember to raise these frames as well, just up to, and then you can think that the shooting floor comes after these two. I'm stupid. Sorry. Starts here. There you go. Your shooting floor comes up here. Your shooting floor comes up after two up here, these two frames. And on third one, this is where your shooting floor will start. Just like that. These frames upwards as well. Here you're gonna put a wall. And on the right next to it, you're gonna put a shop front. This shop front gives you some visibility, and this wall, you're gonna, well, put anti-twig on top of it so people can't get into your single door peak. Just like that. On here, you're gonna put your head glitch, another anti-twig here if it's needed. I think these anti-twigs aren't really needed, necessary late game, but early game they could be the make or break factor when it comes to array defense. Now, for this little cool stick out section, it goes quite smoothly, like so. You just expand it easily, like this. But this is kind of like a flying ball sack, but it looks like it has shit stability, but it's at 7% actually, which is quite surprising to me. Now here, you obviously can't put a full wall or anything, so you will just put a low frame. Over here, let's finish this module now, because this is our module for Susu mobility and shooting floor between Susu mobility. So it is quite important that it gets done early. Just like that. Great. Get these frames down, get that down, get this down. Perfect. Now with this window facing this way, obviously you want that. But I prefer it to be this way because you get better white gap angles as well. Just like so. Now here is where the Adobe comes in. And same down here. Adobe will come here. These frames are for your main Susu tower. It's like so. You just go one up and then you fully like wall that off. And then you put like so. Put a anti-twig below here because yet again, early game, anti-twig is so important. Late game, that does not really matter. And obviously it will matter to some degree, but it depends how you get rated, if it's a siege raid or not. Also, it is really, you do need Adobe for this module here to work. So invest some money into it, but that's up to you obviously. If you can't afford it, that's totally fine. Just use, just don't put those ramps there and you're still gonna have a decently good peak. Now since these modules are now finally connected, I would put a triangle up here, and that makes life a little bit easier. There you go. So cap it off like that. Fully progress your Susu tower to the end. Place this low wall, not half wall, low wall, to cover the walkway. Putting trapdoors here is really important as well. Now to finish this little module over here, you're gonna want to put this, this, and this. That way you can put a little shotgun trap there to slow down raiders. And this module here is quite straightforward. There you go. Great. Now coming to this middle part of the roof, I did put a hovel here, which I shouldn't have, but that doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. As you're anyways gonna put Adobe peaks here. Upgrade both of them to Adobe. And I kinda messed up, but if that encounters to you, it won't really be, oops, the biggest problem. There you go. And just like that, your entire roof is completed. Here you go. And obviously just these frames and shop fronts as finishing touches. There you go. That's the entire roof, catwalk, everything. Let's now move over to the seawall, I would say, because you don't want to build your China wall before you get your seawall down. Now for the seawall, it's going to be also decently straightforward, but there is some difficult tech, I would say, that not everyone will be able to grasp that easily. So let's just start over with the simple patricles. This will be the way in, like for the seawall that you guys saw at the very beginning of the tour. And this is the part that I want you guys to follow on. Because you first need to put this ramp, and then after the ramp you can put the wall. If you put the wall first, you won't be able to put the ramp. This peak is pretty much just unsealable, uh, in a way, but what it allows you to do is to do this. Just like that, put the low wall, and let's go. Really simple, really nice. And over here, you're gonna want to continue the honeycombing in this such of a way. So it looks like this. This is just full honeycomb. Let's copy the other thing on this side now. Let's copy it on this side, I mean, sorry. But before that, let's get this Pacheco that looks deeply inside our little gatehouse. Single door here, just like that. Now, for those of you that will want to see early game wind turbine pods on this base, I will build them on this seawall. Because I think it will be quite useful for you guys to know where to put the early game seawall, turbines, early game turbines. Okay, coming over to here again, same stuff. Ramp first, then the wall. Wood up here and up here. Nice. So now that we've got this established, we can now just move over to the next step of the base. Or not the next step of the base, sorry, I mean the next step of the seawall. And that's this little turret pod that we've got, which I think will be quite useful for you guys as well. Now over here, very simple, just 2 up with the honeycomb. And these early game pods on the seawall, you can of course, if you want, of course build them early game. I will not stop you from doing that. That is such a good thing to do actually, to build these pods in the early game stage, because they actually do help quite a lot. Now don't put these middle frames, totally forgot about that. And people do fall in through these, so that you can genuinely trust me on, because I've had some brick ass people fall in that. Let's go to the bamboo shelves on this one. Yes, you do need this bamboo shelf for this to work absolutely best, because if the turret is where I just misplaced it, it's not gonna have perfect vision. It's generally not gonna have perfect vision, and it's not gonna be that good. It's not gonna be elevated. It's not gonna be correct. Now that's your entire seawall, your gatehouses, all of that. Let's move over to our China wall, basically. The China wall, it's not. I'm quite sure you guys will grasp it as well. I believe in you guys, because you guys are awesome. Let's move over to the gatehouse part first, okay? This gatehouse part, we'll work in from there, and then the whole base will be finished. Move a bit quicker though for this. These are Pachucos on the China wall. Seal it off completely, so people can't be fully tunneling you easily. And if they do, it's super simple to seal this area. This is another extra turret pod spot for you. And put this turret facing this way so it looks at the top of CO. Yes, it can get heat treat from a fob. Yes, I know that. But I don't care, because it's an extra turret spot that is actually really useful for many people, and I've had it be useful for a lot of my wipes, and I just think you should keep it. If you have extra turrets, put it there. Trust me, put it there. I'm currently building the corridor of our base, of the China wall. And yes, if you have a pipe guy, show him the base, so he can put a pipeline through here, through this corridor, without him having to, without him blocking anything you build, obviously. All of this inside part is just gonna be straight up honeycombing, like so. There you go, great. Now in through the left of this corridor, where there is, well, two squares, you're gonna keep it going like so. I fully fucked that. Keeping it decently simple here. Oops. And neat and easy. Just like that. Okay, moving over to the same side. I'm obviously gonna do it on 2 sides, because as you guys see it. Now this I did fuck up, but it's not the end of the world if you can't build that. Obviously, that's my bad. That's why I always say, use Fortify, use a rusticated website. Don't always follow my tutorials, they're not the greatest, but I try my best. Especially, I've been trying to learn my bases, for example, in the past few tutorials I've been doing. I've been learning my entire baselines. Now here, it doesn't really matter how you build this up and over tech, with that you see in a lot of snowball bases. Build it wherever it suits you. It doesn't need to be perfect. Mm. Okay, now that we're over here, it's simply straightforward, I would say. So you will build your one ways, like so. Oops. So over here now, you're gonna build this Pacheco, peeking back inwards. Oopsies. The reason we're building these modules here a little later into the wipe, because these modules don't really provide any good outside peaks like your normal 2x2 module would. However, it is a great substitute for the fact that you basically can't anyway make a 2x2 module that works good on a circle base, because all the ones I've seen is just a one-on-one copy from a square base, and that shit just doesn't work really. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it. I don't like how it looks like on a circle base. A circle base is not the same as a square, and a square base you actually need to a square base, a lot of people just copy and paste stuff from there, but on a circle base it actually requires some skill to build. It's not super straightforward and simple as most people would want it to be. I'm sorry guys. And I'm very sure that there will be far more base designs that are circles that will end up being better than this one, or maybe even, well, cooler than this one, and I'm glad. I can't wait to see those, to be honest, because I like circle bases the most and they're my favorite bases in all of Rust. I don't really like squares that much, to be fair, and I don't really... the only squares I do like, though, are, for example, my Legacy 4x4, and there's another one coming out soon. Very soon. A 4x4 medium group, so if you made it this far into the tutorial, you're gonna see that. But let's now build the peaks of this module right here. Build this all up with honeycomb. She said, just fill all of this up, and let's make these peaks on this side. The peaks on this side, they're gonna be quite straightforward. You're gonna have a looking out window here, single door. You gotta remember, anti-twig all of it. And now we're gonna remove these, this, and this. Great. This is a head glitch peak that we're gonna be having over here. Is a single door peak. Oops. And the easy way, this is just how I would do it, so I don't have to build like below and ramp and stuff. Make sure you put this, so people, how do I say it? If you don't put that, people will just sit like so and just fully look inside your peaks. But if you build it like this way, they won't, they can't. Anyway, let's seal all of this up. On this side, there's gonna be another heavy glitch peak. Put it like so. Over here, even more honeycombing. This China wall is really, really thick. It's not easy at all to raid, even during a siege raid, because you've got so many points that you can seal at. This is by far the most fun base I had. Like, to build and design it, it was really fun designing this. That's for sure. I really like designing this base. And I do like designing bases either way, so I guess that's totally fine. But that does mean that we're almost done with the tutorial, guys, so... Let's raise up all this honeycombing. So it's a total of 3 in height. This module is extremely tanky. If raiders raid you from this side, they're gonna regret it. I mean, damn. Know what I mean? So... lookout window here. And here as well. Here you're gonna have a head glitch, and tour peak. Now again, put all of that. This is just the easiest way I would do it. And another anti-twig here, so people can't climb. Anti-twig is super important on your China wall, because this way people cannot exploit your peaks in the slightest. There we go, now we just put these triangles. Straightforward, and for the finishing touches, you will build this, this, seal it up like so. Over here, we're gonna put a roof like so. And over here, we're gonna put the roof like so. And that is the entire base, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the tutorial, let me know what you guys think about this base and what you guys would like to see me build next. So that's it for me, and thank you, and goodbye.